Hello and welcome back, everybody. Behind the scenes look at Country Live 4X. This is by Kaz. It's also by Johnny Perrin, and now it's by me. That's right. I get to play with the editor, so I'm really looking forward to it. I'm not gonna be doing anything major. I have been playing around with the editor with the map, but only on a backup copy. Trying to make a barn that failed. Trying to make a fence. It's an older style fence. I'll pull up a picture of it. And I actually had pretty good luck with that, but stuff was all out of whack and stuff like that. Modding is a lot harder than you can comprehend. It is really hard to get everything lined up just perfectly. And I literally watched one modder play with a light, just a plain old light, and trying to get it all perfect for probably cost 30 minutes or more. So it's a lot of work to it. But Kaz just got done with his part and he passed it over to me. I'm going to go in and do a little bit of editing, but I'm going to do it at the end. I'm just going to show you the map first because a lot of people, they just want to just see what's going on and leave, and that's fine. So I'm going to take care of them first. So if you want to stick around for some editing, it's going to be cut up because I still have trouble getting across the map. I hold down the trigger and tell it to go across the map, and it'll do like this. It'll just move for a second. If I push down control, it'll move even further. But it won't continuously move for some reason with my version. I don't know why. But anyway, let's dive in. I do have all my mods turned on. I know that Kaz said that he has updated the map. I'm not going to be running Course Play or any of that stuff, or Animal Pens extension. We've seen all that already. You've also seen the house, the cuttable fences. Stuff is still going to be fell over that Kaz has added to it until the map is actually done. Nothing's been done here. I know that Kaz has been working with the fields, and in saying that, Kaz asked me what I thought about that, and as far as what we should be doing with the fields and stuff. And to me, I said I would do at least 25% to 1/3 of this map, the same way you've always done this map. And or at least of late, because you have a massive following. Keep giving the people what it is that they are used to seeing with you, and maybe another fourth to 1/3 of doing something a little different. I can see some fields out this way now that he's adding in. He's a little bit closer than normal, so with the trees and stuff. In fact, he's added a lot of farms. Still has that end piece on the end where you can turn around and stuff. There's some hills and stuff out there I can see. I know Johnny was supposed to add some hills and stuff in. So you're going to have Kaz's old style, and hopefully playing around with a little bit of a new style. And also, one portion of the map is going to be a mix of Johnny style flowing into Kaz's style. And then you're going to have Johnny style play. And you will see a difference in just the fields alone. This is Kaz. You can go up to the top of it. Right now it has no usefulness. And the reason why it's here is to make a little something different. And it's kind of a stick it to you moment is what it is. So y'all can just have fun going around it. It's because one person in particular is saying that Kaz does the same thing. He's copy and pasted. These hills and stuff is not copy and paste. Some of the stuff is going to be the same as far as some of your lands. You got massive turnaround, massive grass area here, but you do have a little mix of Johnny in this, with bringing the fields up next to edges. So that is a little bit different of Kaz. You got a little mix of trees through here. Looks nice. It's not one tree plopped down. So there's a definite change. There's also in and out. So nothing is the same, like a straight line down through there. He's put a lot of fields in here, and another area for you to be able to have. He's always His maps is always multiplayer friendly for sure. That's that forest that he worked on that I told him I thought was Johnny's. So some of the stuff I will be looking at as I go along, in case I see something that might need to be fixed. Not gonna have a lot of areas with floating trees and stuff like that, especially on Johnny's side. Kaz was really paying close attention to that when he was doing it, but most of Johnny's over auto levels, because he tells it to. You got a nice mix. So you got a good barrier. So you're not actually having to stare at some kind of fake looking backdrop to the edge of the map. What I'm checking for is in case there is any floaters or possibly any of these poles is too close to the road. Those are pretty close. But that's fine. We're not going to move whole roads for it. Now your county roads and stuff, those would be pretty close, but in my area, poles would be back pretty far. But if you did that, then it would take away from the map to me. So there's a lot of rolling hills on this map and stuff, and there is a lot of big farming. So what's the goal is try to appeal to so many different people. There is going to be some flat farming on this map. I ain't going in there because that's all forest over there. I won't be able to see anything. There is going to be some flat areas, and this is to support old iron game players like me. So it's going to have some flat lands where it's really easy on the equipment, not having to climb a bunch of hills. Small farms, medium farms, large farms, massive farms, forestry out the wazoo. I mean, here's your forest. Literally, you can tell there is over 150,000 trees in this section right here alone. I showed it in my last video. And my part is down through here. When Johnny sets his off and they do that effect, kind of like of spacing out and stuff, he literally has to delete them out of the highway if he's got that turned on. And I may mention that through here, some of these trees was just, those back there ain't too bad. But starting about here, you can see they're coming out in the highway. There's just a few, not too many, but with my editor not working just right, it's still going to take me a while time I cross across there. You can see the sheer work that he has done. Now right there, I can see a few trees up in the air. I'll take a picture of that. I might play around and see if I can set those down, because the trees and stuff is something I'm going to be working with. I'm going to see if there's any more right quick where everybody looks around. Okay, so as far as the map, he did say that the map has been upgraded and stuff. You can see, you clearly see the amount of small farms over here to the west side. Those to the east side really isn't too big of a deal for something that small. As far as old iron stuff, we still got a lot of fields to put in down this way. These are the ones Johnny put in. I mean, you can literally see the different styles. If you look at the last video, you'll see trees just right up next to the fields and stuff. And hopefully, if I haven't showed it yet, I showed a picture and if I haven't, I'll show it again in case I forget, um, of what farming actually looks like here in Kentucky. The first picture is kind of what um, you would hope farming would be like, but really it's not. Uh, they get right up as close to the trees here as they possibly can. So literally, there is a place where I work. There is corn growing right underneath trees. There's still a lot of sale points and stuff around the outside edges. That's kind of reminiscent of Kaz. Got some few places coming in down here. He generally puts you in the center and lets you go out. As far as what you kind of like this right here, so that may not be what you own. You can see how the fields and stuff and the lines and stuff is a little bit different. So we'll see when that comes along. But I mean, you can see the difference in this and this. So you're going to get several different types of play. You're going to have small, medium, and large gameplay. You're going to have old iron gameplay and new iron gameplay. You're going to have squared up fields that doesn't have nothing around them for people that likes that kind of stuff. You're going to have fields with just a little bit of brush up next to the trees and stuff. And then you're going to have to some that literally you're going to have to drive through the forest to get to them. And have islands in the middle of them and weird shapes and all that kind of stuff. So this map is probably going to be my favorite map there is in this game thus far. And I'm sure time this is all with, if you haven't seen J&J Farm, it is being tested with giants to try to get the console. It is the most alive feeling map I have ever seen in this game thus far. It is over 100 splines, and I mean traffic, individual people going different places and stuff, not just going in one little square loop, cars going different direction, air traffic out of this world, fish, animals. There's so many breeds and so much stuff going inside that map. Literally, you can't get away from it all. And big towns and stuff like that. And it's good for like solo play or kind of like co-op play and multiplayer. And he does plan on taking that map 4X, so it'll have big fields and all that kind of stuff. But this map right here is probably going to be my best because time it has so much of Kaz in it, so much of Johnny in it, and Perry, and maybe getting to put a lot of my time in it and stuff. It's going to mean a lot to me, and I really think y'all going to like it as well. So, if this is all you stuck around for, that's the end of this part. I'm fixing to stop this and go to part 2. If you are leaving, thank you for coming. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you can keep up with this build series. And for those that want to stick around and watch me do stupid stuff and editor, stick around. So, on to part 2. Okay, it took a little while looking, but I finally found it. Give this a shot, see if I can get these down a little bit. All trees are kind of floating anyway, but these are floating a little bit too much. Like I said, nothing about this kind of stuff is easy. The fact that they even do it, no, those trees are selecting. But I mean, it's not just like we have that we can do inside the game. That's what I'm saying. All this stuff is a real pain. See if I can get to them from the backside. All trees are kind of floating anyway, but these more so than any of them. That one's down, I know. I don't believe that'll show down behind that hill. That's a problem. You get up too close to something or too far away from something, and then it selects something else. So it takes a lot of patience. I'll keep playing around with it till it looks at least better or right. Again, it's nobody's fault. It just happen that way. I really need to get a hold of these. And of course something's blocking it. They have such a large collision area. Sometimes just a little bit hard. You won't let me get you. I got you. And of course, my lines to move it is all the way up down here. But I will not give up. Touchdown. Get down here. Like I said, that is a real annoyance. Not now being able to move properly. I'll try to get it from this perspective. It does look better, but I still can see this one right here really bad. Wish I could get a hold of that little one back there. About the only way to move some of these, you would have to delete them and then go back in after them. Boy, you have to really get up high to get some of these trees. Of course, they are not letting me. That one's actually looking pretty good. I'd like to grab that other one, but I don't see that happening. All right. That should have that. I remember it started over here at the road. I got tickled at Johnny when Johnny said I was a modder now. And I told him, this will work. Hang on. I said, yeah, call me the deleter. Anything I don't like, it just gets deleted. It's out of here. Now I can't see a thing. I ain't worn these glasses since I was like 20. But definitely a lot of fun. Which one are you? That's a lot better. And a good thing about it is if you don't get the one that you want, or if you take out too much, you can also just move them in. Problem is getting to them. Kind of like this one. Some of those are kind of close, kind of like this one. But those things going off. So many of them. Deleting's the easiest thing. The problem is you got to get all of them. Still got some limbs hanging out. And that is not it. Get out of my way. Hate to delete too many trees. Still might be 149,999 trees left. Let's see. Trying to see if there's like a cluster before I actually delete. There pretty much is through most of his placements. It's not like it's going to be a great big hole there. Another big old tree. Definitely not fur. That's what I thought. I will try to edit this down as much as possible so that it's not just totally boring. I'm not doing nothing but moving and or deleting trees for a few hours anyway. Then pass it back to Johnny. So many trees. I think that was going to be okay. I hate to delete the forest for one tree. But if I can get a hold of it, I can use it to fill some of the spots if I make any. This is why modding is not that easy. And half the time you try to select a tree or a fence or something like that, you're liable to select something like the water plane. Finally, got to you. Rest of you's fine. You can see how they're kind of hanging out in the road down through here. But as we look back, that looks a lot cleaner. Still got a few of the big trees kind of coming out a little bit, but they shouldn't interfere with nothing. They would do that in real life anyway. So I'm actually going to stop recording here. Save me a little editing time because this is just going to be more of the same all the way around this. I told Johnny I would do this for him and for them, and I got to do a little bit for Kaz. And it's going to take a while, so definitely not going to bore you with it. But this is kind of what I'm doing on this map, and that's what's going on this map thus far. I'm getting ready to pass it back to Johnny. So be sure to like, subscribe, share. I had a bunch of shares. I mean, a bunch. Thank you so much for sharing from one Facebook group to another and sharing with your friends and stuff and bringing videos to people's attention. I had a little bit of all those kind of notifications and comments, and I really appreciate it. And above all else, have fun, everybody. Take care.